for years, and it's actually pretty close to what I thought it would be like, at least here in Havana. It's pretty run down, lots of old buildings from like 1800s, early 1900s, and lots of buzz. It's a Monday night. You would not find this in Sydney on Monday night. Lots of bars with music and good food and warm again. It's all good.
The Museum of the Revolution, which is now housed, or was formerly the palace where the government sat prior to the revolution. This is the office of the president, apparently where Batista was just before the rebels stormed the palace, and then he just escaped by a hidden door. As you can see, they've kept the bullet holes from when the rebels stormed the palace. This is the yacht Granma that Fidel Castro took with his revolutionary forces from Mexico and landed in Cuba in December 1956. It took him another 2 years before the revolutionary rebel forces stormed the palace and deposed the President Batista. Then basically took a lot of money and disappeared off to Santo Domingo, just across the sea.
As you can see, you can get most things in Havana, including 50 style restaurants.
I'm eating old clothes. That's a translation of ropa vieja. It's like shredded meat. I don't eat meat that often, but it's lamb as the local dish, so I'm trying it. Pretty good.
It's as if a government had brewed it. If you were wondering where to stay in Havana, this is the place we got through Airbnb. It's $30 per night. Of course, you've got the hotels, but most people, most travellers, go through and get private homes through, nowadays it's Airbnb.
And it's not just about what's nice and what's inexpensive, but also if you fly from the US, you have to tick one of 12 categories that you're allowed to travel to Cuba on, and one of them is called support for the Cuban people, and that is about strengthening civil society in Cuba and not providing any money to the Cuban government or the Cuban military. And a lot of the hotels are through a kind of arm of the government or the military, so you're actually prohibited by the US government from staying in quite a few hotels.
The only caveat is that you've got to walk through probably quite some run down stairwells and such to get to this nice apartment.
You're wondering, this is the queue to get an internet card. So internet is not so easy to come by in Cuba. You can go to a hotel and pay a lot and have slow internet. It's going to be the same or cheaper for your card. And remember the internet to book another place to stay in the country. Inside. That took a while. At least their computers work.
And you can tell where you can use your Wi-Fi card by where people are hanging around. So there's a lot of people here, so it's obviously a good Wi-Fi spot.
The guy who did all the dot painting stuff.
Monet.
No, you know, look it up. Anyway, this Cuban artist has done kind of like a spoof of that. And it's called Sunday in the Park of Wi-Fi. Everyone's there on their devices, and that's what all the Cubans do out in the parks.
Not just the Cubans.
Anyway, you need Wi-Fi. That's what you do. When you're in outside a park or a hotel.
In most grocers in the streets of Havana, the shelves are mostly empty unless you really want to pay quite a bit of money. If you've got a bit of cash, you can go inside and it's pretty well stocked. It's just expensive. beach, Ibacoa. It's beautiful. Now, the snorkeling is supposed to be good at this beach. As you can see, there's quite a reef out there. Except for one little problem. There's a blue bottle jellyfish with big teeth.
Well, the accommodations are a little bit Spartan, but we have this amazing feast breakfast. All the good stuff. French toast, eggs, fruit, ham for you guys, orange juice, coffee, hot water for we did DIY tea. One up tea. Look at the poor puppy with the big eyes. Someone else has noticed our big brekkie.
We're off to our next casa in the countryside and beach in this beautiful red Chevy. Red's my favourite colour. We have a frog in our bathroom.
And in our bedroom.
We're going to go snorkeling with our Airbnb host's cousin, Marcos. So we're going to cross the river first to where the snorkeling action is. Like a hot knife on my back. Well, that was short and sweet because I had a few tentacles wrap around my neck, around my back, so just had to get out of there. I can feel the burns on my neck. My heart rate is not irregular, but it's definitely faster, and I can feel some slight chest pains, but I'm pretty sure I'm not having a heart attack. So Marco is saying that the jellyfish are a winter phenomenon, so in summer should be okay. These fishermen bring only one thing to mind, which is Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea.
I love being in places like this. So many animals, so much life. There's the veggie gardens, the guava tree behind me, all the passers-by on the road, the beautiful snorkeling spot, even if that didn't turn out so well for Phil, poor Phil with the jellyfish. But yeah, it's a really beautiful place to come and just relax. It's muy tranquilo. It's very tranquilo, very calming, very relaxing. Back in the hustle and bustle of La Habana. Well, this time a little bit more tranquilo because we're in the neighbourhood of Berado. It's like the suburban sort of area, and a nice view of the ocean over there just to keep us sane.
Otherwise, it's going to get bacon on.
arrived at the Hotel Nacional de Cuba. This was the biggest building in Latin America for quite a while. Very big, grand building. Nat King Cole sang here, Frank Sinatra sang here, sort of all the big names of the 30s, 40s and 50s back in that era. Sunday afternoon, this place rocks. We're at the Callejón de Hamel. Some dancing music. We looked for a long time for this guy called David, who we met on the first day with his horse and carriage. And we've come back a few times and people have said, yeah, he's here, blah, this kind of thing. And we've never been able to find him since. It was really good, spoke very good English, it was very engaging, but anyway, yeah. So we've kind of given up. This is our last day in Havana and we're just on a bicycle taxi.
Well, that's it. We're at the airport. Goodbye Cuba. We're off to St. Kitts and back to Tranquilo. It has been fantastic. Bit of an eye-opener, not exactly what I expected. Just a bit more run down. But look, it's vibrant, it's fun. People really are enjoying themselves despite the conditions. It is very much a Latin country. Yeah, not that dissimilar to others we've been in, be it Brazil or Argentina. And my thought is, look, if you want better food options, better quality restaurants, less hassles with flying into and out of America, if you want, let's say better beaches, then go to Rio or go to Buenos Aires. But if you want a more simple way of life, a bit more edginess, and a taste of what maybe the 60s were like, or let's say 50s, then come to Havana.
Despacito. like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.